Welcome to the channel Learn Best and Grow Bright. The second part in linear programming is simplex method. The general form of linear programming problem, the objective function is maximize or minimize z is equal to c1x1 plus c2x2 plus etc. cn subject to constraints a11x1 plus a12x2 plus etc. a1 and xn less than or greater than or equal to b1 a21x1 plus a22x2 plus etc. a2n xn less than or greater than or equal to b2. This extends to am1x1 plus am2x2 plus etc. amn xn less than or greater than or equal to bm, and x1 comma x2 comma x3 etc. xn greater than or equal to 0. The standard form of linear programming problem is the objective function is maximize z is equal to c1x1 plus c2x2 plus etc. cn xn subject to the constraints a11x1 plus a12x2 plus etc. a1 and xn less than or equal to b1 a21x1 plus a22x2 plus etc. a2n xn less than or equal to b2. This extends to am1x1 plus am2x2 plus etc. amn xn less than or equal to bm, and x1 comma x2 comma x3 is greater than or equal to 0. So this is the difference between general form of linear programming problem and standard form of linear programming problem. The difference is this general form we can express in less than or equal to or greater than or equal to form, but in the standard form of LPP we can express only in less than or equal to form. Characteristics of the standard form of LPP. First, the objective function is of only maximization type and all the constraints are expressed as equations. Right hand side of each constraint is non-negative. All variables are non-negative. These are the four characteristics of the standard form of linear programming problem. Let us see one example for the standard form of linear programming problem. So here one sum is given: minimize z is equal to 5x1 plus 7x2 subject to the constraints x1 plus x2 less than or equal to 8, 3x1 plus 4x2 greater than or equal to 3, 6x1 plus 7x2 greater than or equal to 5, and x1 comma x2 greater than or equal to 0. So the first step in the characteristics of the standard form of linear programming problem is the objective function should be in the maximization type, but here it is given in minimization problem. So convert the minimize into maximization problem by multiplying minus on both the sides. So this minimize will become maximize. So minimize z is equal to maximize of minus z is equal to this plus x1 will become minus 5x1 plus 7x2 will become minus 7x2 plus 0s1 plus 0s2 plus 0s3. These variables are introduced for this constraints, for this three constraints s1, s2 and s3. Subject to the constraints x1 plus x2 plus s1 is equal to 8. Here it is less than or equal to. So the constraint becomes slack variable, that is the number of resources available is 8, but we have used the resources as less than the number of resources. So we can add the slack variables. So x1 plus x2 plus s1 is equal to 8. And in the second constraint, 3x1 plus 4x2 is greater than or equal to 3. So the the resources is available resources is 3, but they've used more than the available resources. That implies the greater than similar. So what we have to do? We have to introduce the surplus variable. Okay. So 3x1 plus 4x2 minus s2 is equal to 3. So this s2 is the surplus variable. And in the third constraint, 6x1 plus 7x2 is greater than or equal to 5. Here the available resources is 5, but they have used more than the available resources. So what we have to do? We have to introduce the surplus variable. So 6x1 plus 7x2 minus s3 is equal to 5. So now the both side becomes equal. That is, this is the available resources, these are the used resources. When the used resources are less than the available resources, we have to introduce plus slack variable, and when the used resources are more than the available resources, we have to introduce the surplus variable. S1 is a slack variable and S2 and S3 are the surplus variable, and x1, x2, s1, s2, s3 is greater than or equal to 0. So these are the conditions. The standard form of LPP should be in maximization type, and the constraints should be in equations, and it should, all the variables used should not be a negative variable. Steps for simplex method. Convert the problem into maximization type. Make all the inequalities into equalities by adding slack variables S1, S2, S3. Form the initial simplex table. Calculate Zj by multiplying CB column by all columns and enter under the bottom of the table. Find Zj minus Cj and enter under Zj. Choose the most negative value of Zj minus Cj. This corresponds to the key column. Divide all the elements of XB by key column and enter in the last column. Choose the least negative of the value. Discard negative, 0, infinity value. This corresponds to the key row. The intersecting element is called key element. Mark star over this. The variable in the key row is a leaving variable. The variable in the key column is the entering variable. Divide all the elements of key row by the key element to make the key element to form the second simplex table. In the first column, substitute the entering variable in place of slack variable. Fill up the other rows by elementary transformation. For this table, find Zj minus Cj. If all of them are positive, then the current solution is optimal. If any of Zj minus Cj is negative, then the solution is not optimal. Apply the steps again from step 6. Let us see one simple problem to solve simplex method. Use simplex method to solve the LPP. Maximize Z is equal to 4x1 plus 10x2 subject to the constraints 2x1 plus x2 less than or equal to 50, 2x1 plus 5x2 less than or equal to 100, 2x1 plus 3x2 less than or equal to 90, and x1, x2 greater than or equal to 0. Now we apply the steps involved in the simplex step to forming the simplex solution. first step is to convert the problem into maximization type. So the given problem is already in the maximization type. So there is no need to convert because the given problem is maximization type. And step 2 is make all the inequalities into equalities by adding slack variables S1, S2, S3. So this is a constraint. So we have to introduce slack variables to make these inequalities into equalities. So 2x1 plus x2 plus s1 is equal to 50. Since this is less than or equal to, so we had the slack variable s1. 2x1 plus 5x2 plus s2 is equal to 100. 2x1 plus 3x2 plus s3 is equal to 90. And x1, s2, s1, s2, s3 is greater than or equal to 0. These are the variables. Here s1, s2, s3 are the slack variables. So we have converted the given problem into the standard form which we have already seen in the previous example. The standard form of LPP is now written as maximize z is equal to 4x1 plus 10x2 plus 0s1 plus 0s2 plus 0s3 subject to the constraints 2x1 plus x2 plus s1 is equal to 50. 2x1 plus 5x2 plus s2 is equal to 100. 2x1 plus 3x2 plus s3 is equal to 90, and x1, x2, s2, s3 is greater than or equal to 0. For the standard form of LPP, we are going to form a simplex table. Here, this is the coefficients of Cj is nothing but the coefficients of the objective function. So objective function, we know that it is 4x1 plus 10x2 plus 0s1 plus 0s2 plus 0s3. So we are writing those coefficients of x1, x2, s1, s2 and s3. Similarly, we are going to write this is the slack variables. So slack variables, YB is nothing but the slack variables in the constraints. So S1, S2 and S3. So those coefficients is 0 in the objective function. So write those coefficients 0, 0, 0. So that is called as a CB. Next we are going to write XB. XB is nothing but the available resources in the constraint. It is nothing but 50, 100 and 90. So these are all the coefficients of x1, x2, x3, s1, s2, s3 in the constraints. So this is first constraint. First constraint, that is coefficient of x1 is 2x1 plus 1x2 plus 1s1 plus 0s2 plus 0s3. Okay, and in the second constraint it is 2x1 plus 5x2 plus 0s1 plus 1x2 plus 0s3. In the third constraint we have 2x1 plus 3x2 plus 0s1 plus 0s2 plus 1s3. Now we are going to find Cj. Cj is nothing but the multiplication of the coefficients of the slack variable, that is multiplying CB column with this columns, that is first multiplying the CB column with x1 column. Okay, 0 into 2 plus 0 into 2 plus 0 into 2. So anything multiplied by 0, we are going to get only 0. So adding all those, we get 0. Next is multiplying CB column with X2 column. So 0 into 1 plus 0 into 5 plus 0 into 3. So adding all those we get 0. Next, multiplying CB column with S1 column. 0 into 1 plus 0 into 0 plus 0 into 0. So adding all those we get 0. Then multiplying CB column with S2 column and adding all those. So CB 0 into 0 plus 0 into 1 plus 0 into 0. So adding all those we get 0. Next, multiplying CB column with S3 column. 0 into 0 plus 0 into 0 plus 0 into 1. So adding all those zeros we get 0. Okay. Now we are going to find Zj minus Cj. So 0 minus 4 we get minus 4. 0 minus 10 we get minus 10. 0 minus 0 we get 0. 0 minus 0 we get 0. And 0 minus 0 we get 0. So now we are going to find which is the entering variable and which is the leaving variable. So for that we have to find theta. Theta is nothing but theta is equal to xb by key column. That is xb we know that it is 50 and key column is nothing but this is the key column. This is the key column. How we are find the key column? From Zj minus Cj, we are going to find the most negative value. The most negative value is minus 10. So this is the entering variable. So this becomes the key column. Since minus 10 is the most negative variable, this x2 becomes the key column. x2 becomes the key column. So now we are going to find theta. Theta is nothing but xb by key column. So xb is 50 and key column is this x2. So 50 divided by 1 we get 50. 100 divided by 5 we get theta as 20 and 90 divided by 3 we get theta as 30. So now we are find the theta. So we are going to find which is the leaving variable. So leaving variable from theta, which is the most least value, becomes the leaving variable. Here the most least value in theta is 20. So that column becomes, that row becomes the leaving variable. So S2 becomes the leaving variable. So the most least value becomes the leaving row. S2 becomes the leaving row. So X2 is the entering variable and S2 is the leaving variable. X2 is the entering variable and S2 is the leaving variable. So X2 is called as the key column and S2 is called as the key row. So this is called as the, this 5 is called as the key element, that is a meeting point of key column, and key row is called as the key element. This is a key element, that is 5 is the key element. Now we are going to find the leaving variable, that is this is going to live, this S2 is going to live and this X2 is going to enter in the place of S2. Let us do the calculation. So divide all the elements of key row by the key element to make the key element to form the second simplex table. So new R2, that is I said that S2 is going to leave and X2 is going to enter. So how new R2 is equal to old R2 divided by 5. We know that old R2 is this. Old R2 is 100, 2, 5, 0, 1, 0. So this is the old R2. So old R2 is 100, 2, 5, 0, 1, 0 divided by this key element, that is key element is 5. So new R2 is 100 divided by 5 is 20, 2 divided by 5 is 2 by 5, 5 divided by 5 is 1, 0 divided by 5 is 0, 1 divided by 5 is 1 by 5, and 0 divided by 0 is 0. So how we are going to find the new R1? That is, new R1 is nothing but this is going to change. How this row is going to change? This row, that is 52, 1, 1, 0, 0. How this row is going to change? So new R1 is equal to old R1 minus new R2. New R2 is this. New R2 into 1. 1. Which is 1? 1 is nothing but the value of the key column. 1 is nothing but the value of this key column. So this value 1. Okay. So old R2 is equal to 52, 1, 1, 0, 0. So new R1 changes to old R2 minus new R2 into 1. So new R2 into 1 is 20, new R2 into 1 is 20, 2 by 5, 1, 0, 1 by 5 and 1. So new R1 becomes old R1 minus new R2 into 1. So 50 minus 20 is 30, 2 minus 2 by 5 is 8 by 5, 1 minus 1 is 0, 1 minus 0 is 1, and 0 minus 1 by 5 is minus 1 by 5, 0 minus 0 is 0. New R3 is equal to old R3 minus new R2 into 3. So new R3 is nothing but how this row is going to change. This row, this 90, 2, 3, 0, 0, 1. How this new row is going to change? So new R3 is equal to old R3 minus new R2 into 3. New R2 is this and 3 is nothing but this key column number. This is 3. This 3. Okay. So new old R3 minus new R2 into 3. So we get new R3 as my 30. 2 minus 6 by 5 is 4 by 5. 3 minus 3 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. 0 minus 3 by 5 is minus 3 by 5. And 1 minus 0 is 1. So from the above calculation, we are going to form a second simplex table. We know that the Cj is the coefficient of the objective function 4, 10, 0, 0, 0, and this yb is the this yb is the this s2 is a leaving variable, so s2 is left and instead of that x2 is entered. This is the entering variable. So this coefficients of yb is written here. We know this coefficient of s1 from the objective function is 0 and coefficient of x2 from the objective function is 10 and coefficient of s3 from the objective function is 0. So this is CB. And xb, x1, x2, s1, s2, s3 are formed from the previous calculations which we have seen previously. So these are from the previous calculations. We are going to find Zj. Zj is nothing but multiplying the columns of CB with the columns of x1 first. So CB 0 into 8 by 5 plus 10 into 2 by 5 plus 0 into 2 by 4 by 5 is 4. ZJ CB into x2 0 into 0 plus 10 into 1 plus 0 into 0 is 10. Next, multiplying the columns of CB with the columns of S1 and then adding 0 into 1 plus 10 into 0 plus 0 into 0, we get 0. Similarly, multiplying the columns of CB with S2 and then adding. So 0 into minus 1 by 5 plus 10 into 1 by 5 plus 0 into minus 3 by 5 is 2. Similarly, adding the columns of S3, multiplying and then adding. So 0 into 0 plus 10 into 0 plus 0 into 1, we get 0. So now we got ZJ. Next we are going to find ZJ minus CJ. 4 minus 4 is 0. 10 minus 10 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. 2 minus 0 is 2. 0 minus 0 is 0. So from the above table we have find ZJ minus CJ. In this ZJ minus CJ, all the solutions are either 0 or greater than 0. So it is not negative. Hence we have reached the optimal solution. Since all ZJ minus CJ is greater than or equal to 0, the solution is optimal. From this we are going to find out the optimal solution by substituting the values of x1 and x2 in the objective function. The optimal solution x1 is equal to 0, x2 is equal to 20. How we got x1 is equal to 0 and x2 is equal to 20 is from this. That is, in this we cannot find any x1, so x1 is equal to 0, but x2 we found out that the resources, maximum resources 20. So x2 is equal to 20. So substitute these values of x1 and x2 in the objective function. Maximize result is equal to 4x1 plus 10x2, that is 4 into 0 plus 10 into 20. Maximize result is equal to, so 0 plus 200, that is equal to 200. Hence we have reached the optimal solution.